Hi, Paolo. I am sorry that I am late. I uh, have been getting emails from my children nonstop. My hair could look better. That's for sure. How are you doing, Paolo? Ah, you're so sweet. You're very kind. It has been a busy couple of days for me. Chica, Big Chief, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Cordy, how you doing? It's good to see all y'all. It's good to see all y'all. Lisa, how are you doing, honey? I've been worried about you. So I've got a paper to read today on parasocial relationships and YouTube addiction. And the reason I grabbed it was because people have been talking a lot about parasocial relationships. You're so sweet, Lisa. I didn't get the text. I'm almost certain. Did I get the email? I did get the email. I just didn't see it. So beautiful. Can I show these? I love little daisies like this. They make me really happy. Look at this picture Lisa sent. Can you guys see it? There. Yeah. Get the damn reflection on the screens. Guys, I cannot wait. And there's a little daisy just enlarged. Look at that. There it is. So pretty. So pretty. So we may get a call halfway through this because I made a call earlier that might be returned. Exactly, fairies. Did you guys know about brownies? Did your grandparents teach you about brownies? Brownies were these little fairies that came and did things in your house, but also got into mischief. Kind of like the original Elf on the Shelf. Hi, Anne. How are you? There you go. A brownie is a household spirit or hobgoblin from Scottish folklore that is said to come out at night while the owners of the house are asleep and perform various chores and farming tasks. The human owners of the house must leave a bowl of milk or cream or some other offering for the brownie, usually by the hearth. Brownies are described as easily offended and will leave their homes forever if they feel they've been insulted or in any way taken advantage of. Brownies are characteristically mischievous and are often said to punish or pull pranks on lazy servants. If angered, they are sometimes said to turn malicious, like boggarts. Interesting. In the oldest stories, they are usually human sized or larger. In more recent stories, they have become to be seen as small and wizened. Interesting. Okay, that's enough about the fairies and the brownies. The fairies and the brownies. So I grabbed this paper because I've been hearing a lot about parasocial relationships. Exactly, Chica. I've been hearing a lot about parasocial relationships, and I wanted to read a little bit about them so we could get a better understanding of what exactly a parasocial relationship is and what it means and how all of us together avoid the dark side of the parasocial relationship. Because I'm not interested in gaining a following of people who I can bend. You almost forgot the like button. I always forget the like button, Chica, especially if I'm on my phone. You guys, please like and please subscribe. I have lost 10 subscribers in the last month, which doesn't seem a lot, but that's 1%. It's a little more than 1%. So please check to make sure y'all are still subscribed. I'm sure y'all are. I'm just trying to make sure it's people intending to leave, not those of you not wanting to leave. It's all green up in here today. So shall we get into this paper? It's not a small one. It says, YouTube is a popular social media platform that fosters the development of social bonds between viewers and YouTubers called parasocial relationships. You're a lifer, Cricket. You're so sweet. These relationships, has everybody got their books? It has been a difficult month on YouTube, and the trolls have been excessive. And I have seriously considered quitting on and off for the last month. Because it's just not the kind of drama I want to be engaged in. It's just not, Not worth it. So maybe this paper can teach us something about that. These relationships might be associated with both viewer characteristics, such as social anxiety, and YouTuber video characteristics, such as self-disclosure. Additionally, parasocial relationships might be associated with the level of addiction to the platform. Data from 370 college students were extracted from a previous study, and 360 videos of 72 YouTubers were coded to explore the different dimensions of parasocial relationships and examine a mediation model of YouTube addiction. The results support the evidence of 3 parasocial relationship dimensions. The results also showed that parasocial dimensions were associated with both viewers' social anxiety and YouTubers' evaluative self-disclosure. One parasocial relationship dimension was positively associated with YouTube addiction. This study encourages the development of qualitative studies to more precisely identify the different facets of parasocial relationship with social media figures. Red, it's so good to see you. I will try, Anne. The threats are a little much. With over 2 billion logged in users every month and over 1 billion hours of video watched daily, YouTube, thank you, Red, is the most popular video sharing platform. Among the different social media sites, YouTube is known to have forged a celebrity culture of its own. Amy, hi, how are you? Did you see my answer to your comment? YouTube's broadcast yourself ideology has encouraged the emergence of YouTubers, video bloggers who regularly upload video on their personal YouTube channels. While consuming YouTube's content, YouTube viewers establish social bonds with YouTubers that can be labeled as parasocial relationships. Kid Freshie, Cricket Amy is a great friend to the channel. Y'all should get along famously. Parasocial relationships are defined as asymmetrical relationships media users establish with media figures. Okay, Anne. The defining feature of these relationships is the lack of reciprocity, or the inability to have access to the admired media figure. Love you too, Freshie. The defining feature of these relationships is the lack of reciprocity, or the inability to have access to the admired media figure. Recent research has explored parasocial relationships in social media environments and showed that these environments are conducive to the development of parasocial relationships. However, social media platforms all have their own unique cultures and architectures. Users tend to interact with these platforms differently depending on their functionalities, which makes research focusing on specific platforms more relevant. Previous research showed that PSR are associated with both audience characteristics such as social anxiety, loneliness or attachment styles, and content characteristics. Usually, parasocial relationship research focuses on either audience characteristics or content characteristics. The current study analyzed how both viewer characteristics and YouTuber video characteristics are associated with parasocial relationships. You guys ask questions while I'm reading if you have them. It was based on viewer data collected during a previous study and on new data from YouTuber video coding. Both sets of data had been merged so that each participant was associated with data obtained through video coding corresponding to their favorite YouTuber. Both viewer characteristics, social anxiety, loneliness, and attachment styles, and YouTuber video characteristics, self-disclosure, level of fictional content, and level of physical presence are defined, and their relationships with parasocial relationships are discussed. For tomorrow, I guess it is almost Saturday. Excellent, Amy. You guys, Amy makes the coolest eggs. You've got to see this. No, not deviled eggs. Kid Freshie. I thought I had more pictures of your eggs, Amy. I could have sworn I did. I don't. I think that there has been a lot of talk about parasocial relationships in the Scientology community, inferring that parasocial relationships are inherently bad or somehow something to be avoided or that or like that. And I think that it's important that when we throw around the term parasocial relationship, Kid Freshie, that we know what we're talking about. Chica, Amy makes these amazing eggs. She cuts an oval. Yes, I hear DOA talk about it a lot too, Kid Freshie. She cuts an oval out of the side of the egg, out of the front of the egg, and then she makes a decoration inside. But before she makes a decoration inside, she covers the whole outside and of the egg in fabric, and then she makes a scene on the inside of the egg. They are beautiful. Amy, you should email me the link really quick if you have a minute to do it. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that comment, Kid Freshie. Recent studies have also explored how the development of parasocial relationships in the social media environment is linked to social media use and social media addiction. Parasocial relationships are known to play a role in media use and are also associated with problematic social media use. The association between social media addiction and parasocial relationships is presented in our study based on a cognitive and behavioral framework of online addiction. Mischief managed? You're kidding me. A raid from Poe? How exciting. He got done early. Hi, Miss Sunrise Dawn. How are you? Welcome in, everybody. It's so good to see you. It may get noisier. I may need to mute for a minute, guys. My eldest has arrived with his welcome room readers, indeed. My eldest has arrived with his hi, Joe. Welcome. He was losing his voice. He mentioned he was losing his voice. Close the blinds so Ryan can't see. Okay. Rua. Okay, I'm going to the bathroom real quick. We'll be back. What are we reading? We are reading. I just have to pee. I think that's more than my YouTubers wanted to hear. It's a bodily function. I'm sure your YouTubers have peed before. I'm sure they've YouTubed. My email, Amy. I'll email you right now. There you go. Everybody, welcome. Welcome in. Howdy, Poe. How are you doing? Scooter Mom, welcome. You've heard it all, Mischief Managed. I hear that, Poe, you're losing your voice. Hi, Windy City. It's a pleasure to meet you. I've seen you around. We are reading a paper on parasocial relationships. You're losing your voice? That's terrible, Poe. I had a terrible cold a couple of weeks ago, and it did a number on my voice as well. I'm sorry about that. It's never fun. Never fun at all. I do hope you feel better as well. So where were we on the paper? Mainline hot drinks? Okay, well, Xenu Marlene, please partake in the hot drinks, Poe. Xenu Marlene, indeed. I thought so, Scooter Mom. I thought so. I try to be topical. You guys are going to hear Orion down here crying because you did hear you did, Kristen. We can try and do the dog, you guys. He is upset because there is another dog in his yard and he is not allowed to go outside with that other dog. He's not allowed to. Thank you, Chica. I love this blouse. I had it kenneled. Oh, Dusty. He really wants to play with and meet that other dog. Indeed, he does, Kristen. Come here. Come on up. Come on up. Orion. Orion. Up. 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 You're not going to do it. There we go. There he is. Dusty, I'm really sorry you're not feeling. There he is, y'all. Pinche Becky. It's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm so glad to see you. So that was the dog, y'all. He's now leashed instead of isn't he beautiful? He is now leashed instead of crated. We'll see how long that lasts. You're very welcome, Becky. You're very welcome. Welcome into the Corner Joint. For those of you who haven't been here before, consider this your mythical favorite aunt's front porch, located in the Swiss Alps, where we can see forever. It's a small corner joint. I'm sorry, Dusty. It's a small corner joint. On the outside. But on the inside, it's got this TARDIS thing going on. No, lay down. There's the link. Orion. Just a moment. It's going to take me a minute to post this. The corner joint does have long hours. Occasionally we have after parties at Dusty's place. Sometimes we have after parties at we have after parties all kinds of places. You guys, let me find. We do. We have a book club on Sunday. Have you guys gotten the book? There is Amy's artwork, you guys. You have to check out her stuff. Look at these. Look at these eggs. And non-alcoholic absinthe. Indeed, Cricket. All the non-alcoholic absinthe you can want. So that's an egg. She puts the photo inside the egg and fabric on the outside of the egg. Look at that. They're so beautiful. And here's one for the Grinch at Christmas. They're eggs, you guys. So cool. So very cool. Let's find one more. Oh, Winnie the Pooh is my favorite. Orion, hush. There's Winnie the Pooh. I hate the reflection, guys. I'm so sorry. It is meticulous work. She does amazing work. And so Portland has a Saturday market that's a juried art fair every Saturday from like March until the end of December. Chow Yun Smut is cricket. Cricket, do you have Chow Yun Smut is cricket. Cricket, do you have a channel or are we confusing you and cricket? No, stay here. Sorry about that, y'all. The dog needs to get himself situated. Okay, now that he's situated, we can continue with the paper. The general objective of the current study was to explore the dimensions and the determinants of parasocial relationships. You don't have a channel yet? You should get one, cricket. They are two different crickets. Indeed, they are two different crickets. The general objective of the current study was to explore the dimensions and the determinants of parasocial relationships which YouTube viewers establish with YouTubers, as well as the association between these parasocial relationships and the addictive use of the platform. In the first part of our literature review, we present the literature about parasocial relationships on social media. Chow Yun Smut has an excellent late night channel. Afterwards, we present the literature supporting a definition of parasocial relationship as a multidimensional construct, and we propose three distinct dimensions that might be important with regard to the specificities of YouTube: the desire to engage in parasocial processes, the feeling of intimacy, and the feeling of attraction. Next, we present the relevant literature and posit three hypotheses about the association between PSR and three characteristics common to viewers: social anxiety, attachment dimensions, and loneliness. I saw that, Dusty. I agree with cricket, Pinche. Becky, I agree with cricket. Harm reduction is harm reduction. And any kind of harm reduction you can get is a good kind of harm reduction. Looks different for everybody. You room rated cricket, how did that go? Harm reduction. Better than smoking. Dusty, have you gotten any vapes yet? We want to get you off of those cancer sticks and onto vaping. Very much, Dusty. Okay, blah, blah, blah. This is what we're going to do. Then we'll do this. Then we'll do this other thing. And then we'll do a third thing. It was fun. Good. You guys were on forever, Dusty. You spent so much time. And Becky, you had a great time. You're working on it? Okay. Did you get the link I texted you? Yeah, I saw Becky on there. Becky, you did a great job. I was really impressed. I watched it on the replay, or at least parts of it. Harm reduction is a lot. 4.5 hours. It's like a marathon, Dusty. So I told you guys, 8 years smoke-free vaping for you. That's excellent, Scooter Mom. That's excellent. I'm really glad to hear that. If I could get vapes, disposable vapes, good. Okay, Dusty, good. I mean, any place, you can order them from any place. That's just the place that I order them from. But this one, I just walked into the local vape place that's just up and around the corner, not too far from my place, and they had it right in stock. And I think it was $30. But that'll last me a week or two. It should last me a week or two. The cherry bomb, isn't it excellent, Kristen? It is very excellent. It is very excellent. It quickly became my favorite flavor. It's throat full of cherries. It's excellent, and it doesn't have any. You have refillable pods with several fruit flavors. Excellent, Scooter Mom. I've got all kinds of vape juice from when I had a rig, and I need to do something with the vape juice, but I don't use my rig anymore because the uh it's just too much trouble keeping the the what do you call them, the pods, the little the little the things you have to replace in your rig. Damn it, I can't remember the name of them. Freeze the juice for now. No, not the tank. The thing in the tank that's like a sponge. It's got cotton or some kind of the coils inside the coils. Yes, atomizers and coils. It is a whole lifestyle to work mods and tanks and batteries. Indeed, it is, Kristen. Yes, the coils. You have to get new coils. And my coils, I could never find coils I liked. I could never find a flavor combination that worked with my rig. It always felt like a pain in the ass to have to change shit out and dump out juice and do this and do that. Even though I could get any flavor I wanted in 0% nicotine, I've got all this juice in 0% nicotine. The disposables, I mean, they're just so much easier, y'all. They're so much easier. You're at your mom's rehab center and visiting other elderly, helping one with appealing a bill. That's excellent, Becky. Thank you for that work. I took care of my grandmother for the last 10 years of her life. And it was an excellent adventure, but hard too, because she had a lot of support. You buy 5 18K puffs for 50 bucks. Nice. Well, Becky, this one was 30 bucks at the store. 18K? Okay, that makes a little more sense. 18K seemed like a lot. I don't remember how many puffs are in a geek bar. Kristen, do you remember how many puffs are in a geek bar? I always leave it on the most puffs, so I get fewer puffs out of it because it's on the high high vape. There's two settings. You can have it on low or high vapor. It says 100 on this so far. A new toilet was as a surprise. Did she need a new toilet? That's excellent that she's got a new toilet. I always like having a new toilet. I'm glad she's home. She's been visiting your sibling in California. Do I remember that correctly, Dusty? $15,000? Okay. So these are like, this was like $30. She needed a taller toilet. Excellent. The taller toilets are really nice. Dusty's mom does have a good kid. We like Dusty. They're like $30 at the store, but when I pick them up online, they're closer to 13. They're closer to 15, if I remember correctly. How much are they? Outside.
Where? Why? How about that?
Because he's got the dog.
How about that?
Please help me put the dog back in the crate. Sorry, guys. I was looking for how much they were. How much they were online, and I can't find that right now.
Kennel up.
Kennel up, Ryan. And then the dog tried to escape. We are building social bonds. Who wants to bond you? Kristen, we can all bond you. What about when you get an appliance? An appliance for Christmas. Have any of you guys ever gotten a new appliance for Christmas? Yes, get in your cage. It's unfortunate. They just the other dog that's over visiting the yard is 40 pounds bigger than him, and a puppy, and she plays hard. You have? Exactly, Scooter Mom. Exactly. She's 40 pounds bigger than him, a young puppy, like 4 months, and she plays really rough and hard. And she's not acclimated to a muzzle yet, and we don't want to introduce him and let him run until we're sure that we're not going to have an incident. I've been happy for it too, Chica, honestly. We got sous vides for all the kids one year for Christmas. Well, all but the baby. Everybody else has their own home. Okay, parasocial relationships on social media. I already said some of this. Although in the pre-internet parasocial relationship research, parasocial relationships were related to media figures with whom one could not interact. I agree, Cricket. Social media are different from pre-internet media in that they allow users to easily interact with media figures. Although social media provide opportunities for actual reciprocal encounters with media figures, recent literature about parasocial phenomena agrees that social media are environments conducive to parasocial experiences. Studying parasocial phenomena on Twitter, Stever and Lawson argued that in spite of the occasional reply a fan might receive from celebrities, the relationships users establish with celebrities are still parasocial. Furthermore, the fact that users may think it is easier to interact and get in contact with celebrities on social media is believed to intensify their parasocial relationship. Hi, Brian. How are you? Yes, we are fine here, Sunrise Dawn. Lost Angel Pro Max. I'll have to try those. Let me write it down, Pinche Becky. Lost Angel Pro Max. Any particular flavor, Becky? Any particular flavor? You got a new set of pots and pans. Were you happy, Red? Your sister-in-law threatened death and mayhem if your brother ever gave her one. Oh, Mischief, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, that's what I mean, Scooter Mom. That's what I mean, Scooter Mom. Watermelon ice. Good to know. We've all heard of that poor woman who married a dope who gave her a vacuum for their anniversary. Guys, now I have no idea. Oh, there it is. Under the paper. Under the paper. Watermelon ice. That sounds excellent. I know, Scooter Mom. I know. YouTube has also been identified as an environment conducive to the development of parasocial juicy peach, blueberry something, and strawberry kiwi. Okay, Pinche Becky. That sounds lovely. Always give flowers. Brian, you're a man after my own heart. Always give flowers. We believe that YouTube, compared with other social media, is an environment especially conducive to the development of parasocial relationships because the architecture of this platform exacerbates the asymmetry between the audience and the media figures. A vacuum would be going too far. That would mean you'd have to use it. Although parasocial relationships are usually operationalized under a single factor, the concept has also been theoretically characterized as a multidimensional phenomenon. By a lot of people. Say and Bodine performed a principal component analysis on an enriched version of the PSI. Parasocial relationships are considered to be the result of successive media encounters with a mediated figure, during which the audience experiences parasocial processes. The term parasocial processes encompasses all of the psychological processes related to media characters, from simple automatic perceptions and categorizations of mediated characters to more elaborate and behavioral reactions. The nature of the audience's experience during media exposure generates specific kinds of anticipation regarding future parasocial relationship. Holler if you have questions. Within this context, the desire for parasocial processes, which is associated with the positive anticipation of media encounters with a mediated figure, is likely to influence the utilization of a medium. The desire for parasocial processes appears to be a theoretically important parasocial relation. The desire for parasocial processes appears to be a theoretically important parasocial relationship dimension, as it is a key incentive to deepening and prolonging the relation with a mediated figure. Indeed, the desire for parasocial processes leads to media consumption, which in turn develops the viewer's anticipations about the parasocial processes generated by exposure to media figures. Exactly, Red. Always never diminish a gift, never diminish a compliment. Indeed, the desire for parasocial processes leads to media consumption, which in turn develops the viewer's anticipations about the parasocial processes generated by the exposure to media figures. Within the context of the social media environment, the viewer's tendency to continue viewing content increases as they develop stronger parasocial relationships with media performers. Pinche, a fancy toilet brush. Wow. Gold chain and a Nike sweatshirt. Well, both are nice. A framed picture of the two of you with your son. That's lovely. That's a really nice gift, Becky. The act of seeking repeated media exposure, which is motivated by the desire for parasocial processes, is an important part of parasocial relationship development. Tukachinsky and Stever defined the development of parasocial experiences through 5 stages: initiation, experimentation, intensification, integration, and moving beyond parasocial relationships. During the first 3 stages, viewers seek more and more exposure to the media figure and progressively diversify the types of media used for this purpose. The last 2 stages lead to the desire to go beyond parasocial processes by meeting the media figure in person and having repeated reciprocal interpersonal interactions with them. The viewer's desire for parasocial processes can be satisfied since YouTuber videos are plentiful and easily accessible. Thus, we believe the desire to engage in parasocial processes with YouTubers will be an important dimension of parasocial relationship with YouTubers. We formulated the following hypotheses. Hypothesis 1. The desire to engage in parasocial processes can be identified as a dimension of parasocial relationship with a favorite YouTuber. I think that's what it says, Chica. I think that's what it says. The feeling of intimacy. Since the first definition of parasocial interaction, the concept of intimacy has been a key element describing parasocial experiences. The bonds audience members establish with media figures are believed to create an illusion of intimacy. Susan, hi. The intimacy with the media figure can be defined as the feeling of being close to this media figure. You give gag gifts with the real ones? That's sweet. You brought him a broom. Excellent. The bonds audience members establish with media figures are believed to create an illusion of intimacy. This intimacy can be defined as the feeling of being close to this media figure. This feeling is formed through knowledge and experience of the media figure, who is progressively considered as ever more familiar and friendly. Previous research exploring the dimensions of parasocial relationships supports the idea that the feeling of intimacy is an important dimension of parasocial relationship. It has previously been labeled as companionship intimacy. Tukachinsky and Stever identified the feeling of intimacy with a media figure as part of the fourth stage of parasocial relationship development, which corresponds to an evolution of the sense of companionship during the third stage. Here, we choose to term this idea of closeness and proximity with the media figure as the feeling of intimacy. Part of that, I think some of you have said, is the size of the channel is important. With the smaller channel, there's more intimacy. Social media such as Twitter and YouTube are believed to foster intimacy between media figures and other users more than other types of media such as television. YouTubers are particularly known to encourage intimacy with their audience through self-presentation and self-disclosure. This is quite intimate, Kristen. Indeed it is. That sounds on target from your side? Have you felt people who follow you treating you differently? I guess what I have been it feels at the beginning differently than a friendship. That's an excellent need to fulfill, Chica. It's an excellent need to fulfill. Otherwise, you'll lose your English. You'll forget and be rusty. Listen to videos in English. I have friends who learned how to speak English by watching television in English. So, I have met some of my followers in person, and it's different from meeting a friend I already know for the first time. Because there's a lot, like, you guys know a lot about me, but I don't know as much about you. So I often feel, well, Scooter Mom, you and I are tied. How's that? Depends on how you mean meeting them. I've met I've met people on Zoom, but do we count that or not? Can you have friends? Are friends that you've made? Where is the line between a parasocial relationship and a real relationship? Maybe this paper will tell us more. Let's dig back in. The vlog format may have tight face-to-face shots and direct addresses to the audience is also supposed to promote intimacy with viewers. See, this isn't talking about, yes, we have, Amy. Indeed, we have. I wasn't going to out you, sweetie. That's not true. I've met Declared Dave, and I've met Jeff from PTS for Life. I wouldn't say those were my followers, and I've met Moose on the Loose. All of those felt more like co-workers. Because they can watch my content and I can watch their content. And so it tends to feel different than meeting someone who's not a streamer. I mean, what's you guys' experience when you meet up with somebody you follow on social media? What's it feel like? Does it feel different than meeting a friend, or does it feel the same like meeting an old friend? You love YouTubers but do not have an interest in meeting them. You're not a fan of meeting anyone outside of your outreach work and organization. I can understand that, Kristen. I think everybody has a completely different take on that, and I think that's cool. The only one you're interested in meeting is Reese, Brian. Reese is amazing in person. So you are right on the money with that one. She is as lovely in person as she is online, and just exactly the same. And she's excellent. She remembers everybody's names. She recognizes everybody. I don't know how she does it, you guys. I really don't. Chica says, I think you can develop a relationship with someone without being face to face, such as a pen pal. There you go. I have a friend I corresponded with for over 5 years. Yeah, yeah. But those aren't parasocial relationships because the communication goes both ways. Some of your fellow streamers have become friends. Indeed, Scooter Mom. Fellow streamers are like co-workers, Scooter Mom. You met Liz Ferris. She is the same in person, a sweetheart. That's excellent, Rad. You do want to visit LA and see everything out there? You're a country boy. The big city is good for a visit, but you don't like being around so many people. I totally understand that, Brian. I totally understand that. Parasocial sounds way better than social. That's funny, Kristen. That's funny. Okay, what's next? It might feel like meeting a celebrity. I'm an autograph collector, so I'm not unfamiliar. You just happen to be a fan of activists. Cricket, that's really cool. An autograph collector is cool. I remember having autograph books when I was a kid. I remember having autograph books when I was a kid. You can invite people into your life without actually having them there. You mean here on the internet, Brian? Okay, let's look what's next. The feeling of attraction. Media figures attract audience members throughout the different stages of parasocial relationship development. At the early stages of parasocial relationship development, physical attractiveness of media figures is supposed to play an important role in attracting audience members. Easier to walk away from a parasocial relationship than an in-person one? Excellent. I mean, that's excellent. It is true. Yeah, it's much easier. It adds a buffer. Yes, it does, Brian. It adds a buffer. That's an excellent point. There is a buffer. I met Gloria Steinem once too, Cricket. My experience was quite different, but I believe that she probably was hilarious. You want to meet Brian? The two of you should do a meetup if you're that close. If we can convince Brian. I shouldn't be putting Brian on the spot. That's unfair of me. As parasocial relationship with media figures develop, audience members begin to increase their media use to experience parasocial encounters with these media figures. So do you guys think that's true? Do you watch more YouTube because it's a parasocial? You watch more YouTube because of the parasocial nature? You can hold back if you want to, so it's more comfortable for introverts. That's a really good point, Cricket. That's a really good point. Ah. When's Reese going to have her meetup in Memphis? We should start arranging small meetups of just SPTV figures. You guys could get together even without me or Reese or Nora. We could find people like Amy who live all in the same city and just have a get together. It would be fun. It would be fun. YouTubers are present on and attract their community on different platforms. As a result, audience members have multiple opportunities to interact with them and experience parasocial and even social encounters. YouTubers are also accessible in real life during conventions, for instance. Thus, if we believe that the feeling of attraction will be an important dimension, of parasocial relationships with YouTubers. I love seeing the same people in the chat as well. She does need to settle in first, Brian. I'm so glad that she is finally out of that place. I get my money's worth on my premium too. I'm so glad that she's finally out of that place and away from Jeff and away from the church. This has been a huge journey for her in 18 months. It's just unreal. I cannot believe how far she's come since she got outed on Aaron's stream. It's just amazing. Amy, we should do that this summer. That would be a lovely thing to do this summer. I would enjoy that. I don't know a good place to do it, though. If somebody in the Portland area knows a good place where we could do a meetup, that would be an excellent thing to do in Portland. The role of viewer characteristics. Social anxiety is defined as fear or anxiety in response to social interactions or performance situations that are either avoided or painfully and reluctantly endured. Socially anxious individuals are believed to prefer computer-mediated interactions because they offer them a feeling of comfort compared to real-life social interactions. Well, look at that, guys. Look at that. That would be fun, Amy, so long as... There you go, Brian, exactly. We find a place with a path that my wheelchair should work on. Through parasocial relationships, socially anxious individuals are assumed to satisfy their relational needs without being exposed to the discomfort generated by real-life social encounters. Parasocial relationships with YouTubers, because of their structural asymmetry and asynchrony, appear, at least in theory, to be a safe and functional alternative that can satisfy the need of social relationships of socially anxious individuals. There you go. Attachment dimensions. Some viewers might tend to establish intense parasocial relationships as a function of a general inclination to seek closeness with others, as reflected in attachment dimensions. Bartholomew and Horowitz describe 4 different attachment dimensions: secure, preoccupied, dismissive, and fearful. They also developed a 2-dimensional model of attachment based on the continuous dimensions of anxiety and avoidance, which allow for a more powerful and precise measurement of attachment dimensions than categorical measures. Highly anxious individuals are dependent on other people's acceptance, and they experience fear of being abandoned or hurt. Okay, Amy. This dimension of attachment may indeed seem similar to social anxiety. However, whereas social anxiety essentially reflects the individual's discomfort in social situations, the anxiety dimension of attachment reflects the individual's desire to feel close to others despite feeling anxious. Based on the parasocial compensation hypotheses, such individuals would be logically attracted to parasocial relationships, which represent safe alternatives for satisfying their social needs. Several studies have found results supporting the association between anxious attachment and parasocial relationship. Well, let's give it, well, they're about to wrap it up, so we'll get on to the next thing. I'm sure COVID caused an uptick in YouTube usage. I'm sure we could find statistics on that, but I'd be surprised if it didn't. YouTube viewers experiencing anxious attachment may be attracted to YouTubers as they represent a safe alternative to social relationships. Because of this, they may tend to develop more intense parasocial relationships than viewers experiencing avoidant attachment. Loneliness. The loneliness version of parasocial compensation hypothesis posits that more lonely individuals should tend to develop more intense parasocial relationships. Although this version of the parasocial compensation hypotheses seems to offer particularly ambivalent and inconclusive findings, Several studies indicated positive associations between parasocial phenomena and loneliness. Loneliness is also often associated with internet addiction. Lonely YouTube viewers might develop more intense parasocial relationship with YouTubers because these relationships might provide a feeling of social support, which could reduce their feeling of loneliness. Given the available, although sometimes mixed results of the literature regarding the association between audience characteristics and parasocial relationship with media figures, we propose that viewers' loneliness will be positively and significantly associated with the intensity of parasocial relationship dimensions with a favorite YouTube. I think so, Chica. I think absolutely. Parasocial phenomena exist and develop across the lifespan. Their intensity appears to be associated with the age of the audience. Parasocial relationships are considered as part of the normal course of adolescent and adult development. Let me read that again. Parasocial relationships are considered as part of the normal course of adolescent and adult development. These relationships are believed to support individuals during transitional periods, such as transition from parental attachment to peer attachment. During these periods of transition, individuals look for models to emulate. Celebrities are role models for adolescents and young adults in the midst of identity crisis. As a result, adolescents show very strong parasocial relationship with celebrities. We've never seen that before, have we? It is expected that among young adults, the younger ones will be more confronted with the challenges of the transition period they are going through. So does that one seem more on point, Kristen? The development of parasocial relationships. The role of YouTubers' video characteristics. Alongside your user characteristics, media figure characteristics are also known to impact the development of parasocial relationships. Several media performer characteristics are believed to influence parasocial relationship, such as the level of self-disclosure, the authenticity of the mediated figure, and the level of physical presence. I know, Kristen, I go back and forth on attachment styles. Self-disclosure. The deepening of parasocial relationships, I concur, Kristen, is supposed to occur through self-disclosure, similarly to social relationships. The social penetration theory posits that social relationships develop through the reciprocal revelation of personal information. However, due to its asymmetrical nature, the process of revealing personal information is not reciprocal in the case of parasocial relationships. Except, not just you, dear, not just you. However, due to asymmetrical nature, the process of revealing personal information is not reciprocal in the case of parasocial relationships. So that is one of the that is one of the defining features of parasocial relationships. We are all interested in Sciento, and I've noticed that a lot of us never-ends have experienced trauma. Yes, Cricket, I think that the experience of trauma and trauma bonding is one of the things that is going on. And also, when you get a bunch of people with trauma together, who are at different stages of dealing with that trauma, are going to have they're going to butt heads because everybody's, I mean, just like in any organization, everybody's bandwidth is different. Oh, Brian, you're not alone, sweetie. You're not alone. We don't want you to feel alone, because you're not. You have shown yourself to be such a kind and giving and gracious member of this community. I hope that you don't feel alone. I hope that you feel that we're all with you and that we would miss you and notice your absence if you were not here. The self-disclosure variables represent the content of the YouTuber's speech. YouTubers' language content and style have been studied previously. Good, Brian. Good. Viewers have also been shown to know and imitate YouTubers' language and expressions. YouTubers also use specific language styles to emphasize essential points and create rhythm, which increases viewer engagement. Self-disclosure describes the content of the language of an individual. When individuals are self-disclosing, their language is composed of facts about themselves or their own opinions or emotions. Recent studies have explored the association between self-disclosure and parasocial relationship with media figures on social media. You watched on replay that Brian had an enjoyable live today? Everybody, if you haven't subscribed to Brian, head over to his channel and give him a like and subscribe and go back and watch his live and give him some watch hours. Give him some watch hours and subscribers.
Brother. Hold on.
Hold on a moment, y'all. Mischief managed, that would be an excellent idea, except Amy would have to work, so we'd have to figure that out. Hold on just a second, guys. And Red, I want to know what the first thing you noticed was. Where was I? Sorry, eldest was here mowing the lawn for us. Good, Amy. Thank you for that. We need to get everybody's numbers up. Social media users' perception of self-disclosure by celebrities was also found to be positively associated with the sense of friendship with these celebrities. Moreover, IL et al. Found that the lack of self-disclosure by media personalities on social media might hinder the development of parasocial relationship, as it may be associated with a lower impression of authenticity. You thought you had a dog in your house? What happened, Cricket? You never get notifications, Mischief? That is the worst. I don't usually get the notifications either. I don't know what the deal is with that. Two types of self-disclosure can be distinguished: factual and evaluative. Factual disclosure, self-disclosure refers to revealing descriptive personal information. Evaluative self-disclosure includes the revelation of personal thoughts and feelings. Although both types of self-disclosure reveal information about one's personal life, evaluative self-disclosure, because it involves emotions and feelings, is supposed to lie at the core of one's self-definition and thus might be more narrowly related to the feeling of closeness. Excellent, Brian. Yes, he is whining nonstop, Cricket. He is just miserable. Oh, Chica, can I show the video you sent me? Chica sent me a video, you guys. I want to show it. Can I show it, Chica? If you tell me no, that's fine. I'll go back to reading. I don't mean to put you on the spot. I should have emailed you and asked. Okay. So this is Sombra singing. I think it's adorable. So Chica says, yeah, Orion quit whining, didn't he? Orion quit whining. Sorry, Mischief. He is in his crate, not a foot away from me. Not a foot away from me. Is that not adorable? Chica says that he has favorite songs that he sings to, only certain ones. And I think it's just adorable. Sombra is adorable in my book. Didn't he, Mischief? He got very quiet. Fictional content. Doggo protesting Little Blue. There you go. Many YouTubers play fictive roles in their videos. While some are objectively acting in their videos, others present themselves as if their self-presentation in the video corresponded to their authentic self in their everyday life. A high level of fictional content reflects the fact that for most of the duration of the video, the YouTuber explicitly plays a fictive role, whereas a low level of fictional content reflects the fact that during most of the video, the YouTuber seems to be authentic. How are they measuring seems to be? The perceived authenticity of a media performance is believed to have an impact on parasocial relationship. Thus, as YouTubers who play roles in their videos might be perceived as less authentic, the level of fictional content of YouTube videos might be associated with the intensity of parasocial relationship with YouTubers. We might need to put in a dog park in the corner joint. We can arrange an excellent dog park in the corner joint, Cricket. No, Scooter Mom, I can't act as anything but myself as well. I'm not sure what that's about. You think the family channels are extremely fictional? So do I. Physical presence. A previous study has found that viewers who are directly addressed by a TV performer on a bodily level experience a more intense parasocial connection. Although some YouTubers are always physically present in their videos, others are not, and thus cannot address their viewers on a bodily level. In the current study, the degree of physical presence of a YouTuber was defined as the proportion of time a YouTuber is visible in their videos. A high level of physical presence reflects the fact that the YouTuber is almost always visible during the video, whereas a low level of physical presence reflects the fact that a YouTuber appears rarely or does not appear at all during the video. When a YouTuber is present on screen, there is naturally more opportunity for nonverbal communication. Conversely, when a YouTuber has little or no on-screen presence, there is little or no nonverbal communication. Thus, the physical presence of a mediated figure could be associated with parasocial relationships. Other nonverbal communication variables could have been selected in the current study, such as the orientation of the YouTuber's gaze, straight towards the camera lens or not. However, it is much more time-consuming to code this type of variable than the simple presence of the YouTuber on screen. So this type of variable is probably more prone to coding errors. The level of physical presence has then been selected because it appears to be a relatively reliable variable for estimating the impact of nonverbal communication on parasocial relationships compared to other types of variables in this category, which may be more specific but also more prone to coding errors. You rarely appear on screen, but you respond to the chat. I really prefer channels that interact with the chat. I know it's probably really hard for the larger channels. Your disembodied voice, Scooter Mom. Yeah. The brain fog is like that. She tends to be a disembodied voice. And Red, I noticed that too. Lots and lots of people with trauma. And it's important to remember that when lots and lots of people with trauma get together, there are a lot of wounds that can get easily triggered. Okay, now we're getting to the social media addiction part. Social media addiction can be defined as an excessive preoccupation with social media, which leads the individual to dedicate a lot of time and effort to social media. In turn, this can interfere with educational, work, or social functioning. Based on the cognitive and behavioral approach to pathological internet use, addiction to social media is believed to be the result of maladaptive cognitions and external issues. These maladaptive cognitions result in a combination of predisposed individual vulnerabilities, such as social anxiety and the user experience of online applications. Although social media addiction is positively associated with insecure attachment and with loneliness, social anxiety is known to be strongly related to the development of internet addiction and has already been identified as a key vulnerability to YouTube addiction. You think it's impossible on the big channels? You turn off the chat because you can't read anything? Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I know that's one of the things everybody likes about my channel, so I'm not sure how to manage that. I mean, I'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But it's one of the parts I like best about hanging with you guys is the interaction. But again, that's mostly what my channel's about, is having interaction with y'all. I mean, I suppose I bring papers on occasion and I go downtown and protest on occasion. But ultimately, the thing that ties all of that together is interaction with all y'all. And that part is the piece that keeps me coming back. Yes, a double-edged sword. Yes, a double-edged sword, Chica. And I will have to, if assuming I grow, I hope to grow. Growing would be lovely. Assuming I grow, it's something I'll have to deal with, because I already notice a difference when there's 12 of you in here as opposed to when there's 30 of you in here. So let's skip this whole social media addiction part and all of the methods, because you guys don't care about that. Let's see what the discussion has to say. Love being in chat on smaller channels. Yes, Mischief, exactly. The aim of the current study was to explore the dimensions and determinants of parasocial relationship that YouTube viewers establish with YouTubers, as well as the association between these parasocial relationship dimensions and the addictive use of the platform. By doing so, we believe our study provides three main contributions to the existing literature. Oh, thank you, Cricket. Thank you. First, our findings contribute to the parasocial phenomena literature by supporting the idea that parasocial relationship can be defined as a multidimensional construct, and by supporting the social skill deficit version of the parasocial compensation hypotheses. I really appreciate that, Cricket. It's very nice. I want to have a consistently kind chat. Kind people are the kind of people that I want to have in this chat. Second, by combining viewer data and YouTuber video data, our study compares the magnitude of the association of these two types of data with parasocial relationship dimensions and YouTube addiction. Third, the current study also proposes a model of YouTube addiction in which each parasocial relationship dimension plays a different role, which furthermore underlies the necessity to treat parasocial relationship as a multidimensional construct. Scooter Mom, yes. I think smaller channels with kind chats is healthy for all of us. At least kind chats. I find a lot of chats to be kind, but it is much harder to interact when there's hundreds of people in the chat. I'm not sure how to deal with that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, right, guys? There's the first Minnesota goodbye for you. My goodness, so much time has passed already. Our current findings contribute to the parasocial relationship literature by defining parasocial relationships with YouTubers. Yes, Brian. As a multidimensional construct with 3 dimensions, the desire to engage in parasocial processes, the feeling of intimacy, and the feeling of attraction. Time vortex is real, indeed. Our findings also support the idea that parasocial relationships can be defined as a multidimensional construct, and that the nature of parasocial relationship depends on the social media environment in which such parasocial relationships develop. You love the interaction with the others in chat. You found yourself getting hung up on whether Tommy read my comments, and I'd get your feelers hurt when you felt ignored. I'm sorry, Mischief Managed. That is really hard. It is really hard, and I think it's so hard for Reese and Tommy and Natalie and Nora and Liz and Aaron. I don't know how they managed to keep up with the chat. I think it seems pretty clear that Aaron's way of dealing with the chat is to mostly not deal with the chat. So for those of you who haven't been here before, a Minnesota goodbye refers to the kind of goodbye where you say goodbye and then you chat for another however long, and then you say goodbye again and you go stand by the door and you chat for another however long, and then you go out on the porch and you stand there and chat for however long again, and then you go out to the car, and if it's not winter, you stand there and chat for a little while longer. So that's a Minnesota goodbye. There you go, Scooter Mom. Well, you know, Scooter Mom, Minnesota is just Canada's south. Goodbye number 1, exactly, Mischief Managed. Minnesota is just Canada's south, so I'm not surprised that you do it in Toronto, Scooter Mom. Once I get my icons, emojis, once I get my emojis done, one of the ones I have listed to make is a St. Olaf's cross for a Minnesota goodbye. So St. Olaf is a Lutheran saint, and there is a St. Olaf's College in Minnesota, and it just references Minnesota just exceptionally well. So that's one of the emojis we'll have when I finally get my paper written and I have a few minutes of time. You went to boarding school, Mischief managed. That must have been interesting. The Minnesota goodbye, Cricket? Regarding the association between viewer characteristics and these three parasocial relationship dimensions, our findings show that viewer social anxiety was positively associated with the desire to engage in parasocial processes and with the feeling of intimacy with the favorite YouTuber. The results are consistent with the skill deficit version of the parasocial compensation hypotheses. Additionally, individuals with high avoidant attachment scores tend to report less intense feelings of attraction toward the favorite YouTuber, which was consistent with previous studies showing that individuals with avoidant attachment dimensions report the weakest parasocial relationship. Hillcrest Lutheran Academy in Fergus Falls. Wow, Mischief. I hope it was a good experience for you. Sunday dinner at Grandma's house. Your parents would pull us out halfway through the Disney movie, load us in the car, and then talk on the front porch for ages. We could have finished the movie. Exactly. I remember that. Can we just go already? It was the worst. On the one hand, socially anxious individuals develop more intense parasocial relationships to satisfy their need to belong by engaging in parasocial processes with their favorite YouTuber and through the establishment of an intimate feeling with them. On the other hand, individuals with low avoidant attachment scores probably do not completely fulfill their need to belong solely through means of parasocial processes provided by YouTube. And so they desire to expand their connection with their favorite YouTuber through other means. Look at who we got, you guys. A little bit, doesn't it, Chica? A little bit. Parasocial relationships can be bad too. I mean, you got busted your first day there. I'm so sorry, Mischief, but I'm glad it was a good experience. He's not a baby one. He's fully grown. He's fully grown. Oh, yes, scratch your tushy. Scratch that back tushy. Yes. Scratch that lower back. Huh? Are you going to snarf? Snarf, snarf. Snarf, snarf. Yeah. That's probably not the most attractive thing I should be doing on the YouTubes, huh? Look over here. Everybody wants to see you. Everybody wants to see your pretty face. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to see your pretty face. You know the snarfs? Yeah. A snarfy, snarfy. There we go. Snarf, snarf. Uh-huh. Oh my. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. There we go. Yeah. Hi. Okay, that's enough. That'll do. Yes, good boy. Good boy. Look at you. Yes, the bicycle leg indeed. He was going. He was going. You guys just couldn't see it. This is him sitting in my arms. Your husband calls snuggling snarfing? That's funny. A nice eyeball licking. Yes, he likes to lick all the things. And now this is him begging to be serviced. There's that bicycle leg. Yep, there it goes. A little more. Come on. Make it go again. Are we good? One of these days I should show everybody how nicely you sit pretty. I'll have to show them how nicely you sit pretty. Yes, Red, he is here. Come here. Look at the camera. You don't want to look at the camera. You just want to look away. Yeah. Up at the sky. Scratch your neck. What do you think here? It's getting time for a Minnesota goodbye. Minnesota goodbye number 2. What did you guys think of the paper? Do you think it was helpful at all? Your husband enjoyed the treats when it was his year? Chica, I'm not sure I understand you. Excellent profile photo. There you go. Did this little bit of this paper help clarify your thoughts around parasocial relationships? Sorry guys, the one drawback of this shirt is it's just a little low cut. Oh, that was for mischief? Okay. Okay, Chica, then I'm good. What? What? Look at your pretty... Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Look at your pretty face. Hmm? Yes. Oh, my goodness. Yes. It did have some good points. Good. You wasn't crushing on him, but you suffered hugely from what you named male attention disorder. Interesting, mischief. Was easier to understand and balanced. You liked the paper a lot. Good. Good. Do you think it helped you understand? My point was less about social media relationships, YouTube and addiction, and more about just parasocial relationships and what they mean. And I think it's important to understand that parasocial relationships are completely and utterly normal. They've always existed. It's not. He is funny, isn't he, Red? Was not my paper, Susan. Was not my paper. It was one I chose to read. I was hearing a lot out there about people creating parasocial relationships and how male attention deficit disorder. I understand that one, mischief. I think it's important if we're going to be talking about and throwing around the term parasocial relationship that we've got a good understanding of what it is before we start. Hi. Before we start throwing it around. So that is why I chose to look at it. And I think they have a lot of things right. I can completely see how, I mean, like you guys said, people with social anxiety met your hubby online. That's excellent, Mischief managed. You had never heard the term parasocial relationship before last year? Yeah, I think it's talked about a lot more now, Scooter Mom. Um, because I think there's so many more opportunities for it. But there were parasocial relationships before YouTube, before social media. There's always been parasocial relationships. It was a parasocial relationship I had with Princess Diana. That was never going to meet her. All kinds of parasocial relationships. Parasocial relationships with Britney Spears before social media. The words love, friend, and family are difficult in the parasocial world. Yeah, I think unless at the point at which you make a personal connection, you start becoming friends and it's not parasocial anymore. One thing that you've noticed is that a lot of people in the chat of certain streamers aren't subscribers. How do you know that, Cricket? You mean subscribers or members? Because I don't know how you can notice. I don't know how you know if they're subscribers. Popular streamers. I'm not a popular streamer. I know exactly where I rank, and it is certainly not amongst the most popular people, which is fine. I am not everybody's cup of tea, and I don't expect that everybody is my cup of tea. Retired Red, every time Reese says roll call, all I can think of is Romper Room. It's all I can think of is Romper Room. It just reminds me so much of that opening to Romper Room when all she wanted was to say our name. Indeed. You have a new daughter from the lifeboat. Davy is now your eldest. That's excellent, Mischief. I'm really happy for you. I know I'm popular to you guys, Chica. I was just giving Cricket. I was just teasing Cricket. I didn't mean that at all. She never did, Mischief. I'm so sorry. She never said my name either. I watched and watched and watched and watched and watched Romper Room, and she never ever said my name. But I could never find my name on anything. My name is spelled so unusually that I could never, I could never get it on pencils. I could never get all the cool personalized things that used to be able to get, things that are made so easily now. But back in the day, you had to buy them from the list of names, and the list of names, Cricket, I know that's not what you meant. Sweetie, I know that's not what you meant. I just thought it was funny. I just thought it was funny, that's all. Don't be sorry. It's all fine. It's all fine. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings by teasing you. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings by teasing you. It's not what I want to be doing. Not what I want to be doing at all. Nancy, isn't that unpopular? No, it's not. She never said Nancy Mischief. She finally said yours, but you wonder if Mama called it in. That would be sweet of your mom, Red. That would be really sweet of your mom. I had no idea how to get her to say mine. I was just like, no idea. I wonder how Romper Room would work today. There'd be no way to catch all the kids' names. I'm really sorry she never said your name, Mischief. But yes, I feel that. I feel like we're all in Romper Room, just hanging out. Okay, good, Cricket. Good. You didn't upset me at all. I do know exactly where I stand. I need like a little more than 50 subscribers to get to 1,000. And I am at almost 3,550 watch hours, which means I need just a little over 450 watch hours. So I was thinking, guys, that I wasn't at all worried about the subscribers, that the subscribers would come with the watch hours. Lisa, have an excellent weekend. I miss your face. I hope you're doing excellent. I didn't get your text. I did get your email. Talk to you soon. Okay? It's the hardest thing, guys, because when I'm talking to you, I know that it looks like I'm looking at you if I'm over here. But really, you're everything you've got to say is over here and down to the right. And so what I'm really doing is concentrating on you. So I apologize if it doesn't look like I'm talking directly to you. I mean to. I mean to. Have an excellent weekend, Lisa. Have an excellent weekend. What's everybody got planned for the weekend? We'll talk about that and then we will wrap it up. I am hoping to make a readable draft. Leave it. Make a readable draft of my paper by the end of this weekend. So that is what I am doing. My client was sick today, so I didn't go to work. Cricket, it is. Thank you, Mischief. I wonder if young people know the song with my name. I wonder if young people even get the reference. You plan on a restful weekend doing as little as possible? That sounds excellent, Scooter Mom. Chica, you remember the first time you saw Aaron interview someone and you thought he looked so uninterested looking to the side? Yeah, yeah. I feel like when I'm looking over here intently at what you guys are saying, I'm not looking at you guys, and I'm going to need a new computer to fix that problem. So please, please bear with me. Please bear with me. Mischief Managed is going to do a whole lot of nothing. I would like to do a whole lot of nothing. I'm going to get this paper done so that I can be done of it. Taking the extension. You get it now? Yes. Mowing your lawn and eating ice cream for breakfast because you're old and can do whatever I want. Ice cream is an exceptional breakfast. Which teacher, Red? Which teacher? You get it now, Chica? Yeah, it's really hard. Cricket, there is an article in the Atlantic, I think. You are off to Camagüey? 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 To visit Mama? Mama? That sounds lovely. Okay, let me look up. You keeping track for me, Mischief? Camagüey. Okay. Nutrition Science's most preposterous result. So this is from the May issue. So last month. And it says studies show a mysterious health benefit to ice cream. Scientists don't want to talk about it. So, oh, the romper room teacher? Really? Thank you, Mischief. Somebody does have to do it. No Face isn't here to hand out drinks. He's the official. No Face is the official bartender at Club Brain Fog, and I thought we would ask them to be the bartender here as well. Um, Although I know what Cricket wants. Cricket wants an absinthe. So back in 2018, a Harvard doctoral student named Andris Artisan Korat was presenting his research on the relationship between dairy foods and chronic disease to his thesis committee. One of these studies had led him to an unusual conclusion. Among diabetics, eating half a cup of ice cream a day was associated with a lower risk of heart problems. You're from the Zoom world, so where you look doesn't bother me? Okay, Red, that makes sense. You remember Miss Sally? I remember Miss Sally too. Needless to say, the idea that a dessert loaded with saturated fat and sugar might actually be good for you raised some eyebrows at the nation's most influential Department of Nutrition. He tried to debunk his he tried to debunk the finding, but the ice cream signal was robust. It was obviously not what a budding nutrition expert or his super credentialed committee members were hoping to discover. So, yeah, that's what the Atlantic says. Half a cup a day of ice cream is among diabetics is associated with lower heart problems. So, y'all can go look it up in the Atlantic. A half gallon a fortnight. How about a pint a week? I'll go for a pint a week. I think we can agree on that. 2 pints a week. 2 pints a week. Yeah, I'll go with 2 pints a week. Exactly. So I've asked this before. I got Moose Tracks. What are people's favorite ice cream? I've got Moose Tracks. I know somebody loves Moose Tracks, but I can't remember who, and I think that's bad. And we had a long discussion about mint chocolate chip. Let's see. Romper Room Teacher had a YouTube channel talking about aging in life. Chica likes the moose tracks. That's who it was. Haagen-Dazs peanut butter and chocolate. Well, that's close to the moose tracks, Scooter Mom. Chica's moose tracks. 2 pints a week. There we are, Mischief. We are in agreement. Done. Peanut butter and chocolate. Yeah, the moose tracks are miniature peanut butter cups with vanilla ice cream. Chocolate and strawberry. Vanilla bean. But which kind of vanilla bean, Mischief? What's your favorite? If you're going for any vanilla bean, which kind? Your goal is 1 pint. Other days are for gelato. Love gelato. I really like gelato, Cricket Cinema. Chocolate and strawberry are also excellent, Brian. But again, who's chocolate and who's strawberry? Which are your favorites? If you're getting any kind you want, which chocolate and strawberry are you getting? Gelato is divine. Yes, it is. I like gelato with toppings. I like the creamy chewiness of the gelato. Blue Bunny. Okay, Brian. Ritz crackers and chocolate ice cream. Tillamook vanilla. Interesting, mischief. Or Yarnell's. I don't know about Yarnell's. Is that local, Brian? My favorite vanilla used to be Breyers before all of their recipe changes. Neapolitan, Chica. That's Neapolitan. Vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry is Neapolitan ice cream. Okay, guys. Third Minnesota goodbye. Neapolitan. Yep. Third Minnesota goodbye. Anything else you guys want to talk about? It's an Arkansas brand. Nice. Neapolitan with a banana. I like banana splits. I am really partial to an excellent banana split. Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. That's the only kind of chocolate banana split I want. With a banana. With strawberry, pineapple, and chocolate topping. People do. Hi, Ashley. How are you? People do all manner of weird things with banana splits nowadays. And when it comes to banana splits, I am a traditionalist. Come on, you guys. What do you think we're doing here? You think I'm wrong? Tell me. What's your favorite kind of banana split? I am doing pretty well, Ashley. Thank you. I hope you're doing well as well. You love banana splits? Aren't they excellent? Hey, Jen, how are you? You guys, Jen made new stickers and she showed them on Dusty's stream the other day, and they are so excellent. They are so excellent because she made stickers with the QR code on them. So anybody can put the QR code, put their phone up to the QR code and get sent. I'm assuming, Jen, you're sending them to SPTV. Hopscotch ice cream, orange sherbet, and vanilla ice cream. That sounds like dreamsicles. We used to have dreamsicles when I was a kid that were popsicles that were like vanilla ice cream coated in orange sherbet. I'm right, Ashley? Okay. Traditionalist it is. Traditionalist it is. I am in Pacific time zone, Cricket. Should I edit the page to make that clear? I had somebody message me saying it wasn't clear what book we were reading, so I had to add the name of the book to the description. You've never had a banana split, Susan? Oh my goodness. I did find a better doctor, Ashley, and I've restarted my treatments. And they're weekly for the first 4 weeks, and next Tuesday is the last weekly treatment, and then I move to every other week. The QR code is genius, but that doesn't surprise me, Ashley. Pup Groomer did it. Orange with licorice. That is weird. That is weird. Yeah, exactly. What? It sounds a little weird. I'm surprised they made that in an ice cream flavor. Vanilla ice cream, bananas, and a bucket of hot fudge. I'll tell you what, Mischief, when I was young, there was a restaurant in town that made a banana hot fudge sundae on top of a croissant. So they'd cut the croissant open and put the ice cream and the bananas and the hot fudge all on top with then the top of the croissant. It was so good. It was so good. I am still a sucker for vanilla ice cream, bananas, and hot fudge. Anytime. Chocolate and peanut butter. I love chocolate and peanut butter. Susan doesn't like sweets. I know, Susan. We need to come up with a subject of conversation that you can participate. You called him a 50-50 bar? Okay. Okay. You just No, I don't mean you, Cricket. It's fine. You're welcome, Red. You're salivating? Pistachio ice cream. You like listening? Okay, that's good, Susan. Pistachio ice cream. Now, I like pistachio pudding. You're on Uber Eats looking at Baskin Robbins ice cream right now, Kristen. That is funny. That is funny. We did have Farrell's, Mischief. Do you remember they had those huge Lollapalooza? Was it a Lollapalooza or was that Bridgman's? We also had Bridgman's. Did you guys have Farrell's? We had Farrell's in Minnesota. Double-sided cones. Hey, Journey, how are you? It's Friday night. Apparently, we're going late. I don't remember double-sided cones. You remember are you talking about the not the waffle cones, but the wafer cones? Um the regular cones that had uh space for two. Hey Jen, how are you? The zoo, exactly. Exactly, Mischief managed. And they put it in a stretcher and ran it around the room before they delivered it. It was a birthday party extravaganza, that thing. I always wanted to have a birthday party at Farrell's and get the zoo. It sounded okay. How was the acupuncture journey? I've always found it to be less scary than I anticipate it being. I'm always worried. And because I don't like needles, and then it never hurts. So I hope it was just as well for you guys. And you guys, if you're not subscribed to the journey, She does some amazing stuff. Please head on over and give her a subscribe. Pistachio with hot fudge. That sounds amazing, Cricket. You're going to drive down there, Kristen? You know my favorite Baskin Robbins? I love daiquiri ice. I really like daiquiri ice. Mischief, you're going to have to remind me what I'm talking about with the chocolate vanilla twist. It looked like regular cones attached, double the ice cream. Interesting, Chica. I think I remember. We are doing a Minnesota goodbye. And Scooter Mom, you haven't been here much before, I don't think. I know it's coming up on time for number 4, but time for number 4 usually means we stop. So I'm making a long pause at number 3 because it never fails. Jen Wow comes in at about number 3, and for some reason, by the time I announce Minnesota Goodbye number 3, I get 5 or 8 new people. So new people show up. It's amazing. It's like magic. I say Minnesota Goodbye number 3 and I get like 5 more people in my chat. I don't know what it is. 6 pins, and the last one she said this one hurt a little. Okay. You had 4 in your hand and 2 in your arm, and the 6th one was on the pinky side of your hand. So was it supposed to make an immediate difference? It's true, Mischief. It happens all the time. Ask Jen. I've even said Jen Wow's name 3 times and had her magically appear. It's funny as heck. Did it hurt, Journey? I hope it didn't. Oh, no. I hope it went away quickly. That sounds awful, Journey. I'm really sorry about that. That must have made your day not as much fun. But I hope overall the acupuncture experience was positive. You get it twice a week for 5 more sessions? Okay. That sounds good. Yeah, I hope it was worth it too, Journey. Yeah, it doesn't sound like much fun at all. Not much fun at all. There's Journey's channel. So head on over to Journey's channel and give her a like and subscribe. Like I said, she puts out some wonderful content and really she needs the subs and the watch hours. So go give her a watch. Your hand, wrist, and arm is being a pain. She even commented on your 3-inch scar from surgery. Wow. I'm sorry that's. I hope it's your non-dominant hand, Journey, because that would make it even less pleasant. Yeah, Jen, I saw that you were sick last night. Did you get that cold that's been going around? The one that put me down 2 weeks ago? Oh no, Journey, I am sorry. Bye, Fred, you're canceled. Everybody's here. We're Switzerland, Fred. I'm pretty sure that Jen did not call the SPTV Foundation a fraud, Fred. If you've got proof of that, if you've got proof that Jen Wow did that, you can show it to me and I'll take it. But I've seen no evidence that Jen wow called SPTV Foundation a fraud. None. Um, so Gen Wow is absolutely welcome here. Yeah, Pup Groomer is. She was not feeling well last night. For what, Chica? Nobody here is canceled except people who are busy canceling people. That is the line I draw. I know it may be a weird line, but that is my line. I have no idea who Fred is. I've never seen him here before. Not once ever. Thank you, Red. Another streamer was having their stream restreamed without their permission. Wow, Cricket. That is uncool. Oh my goodness, Jen, sweetie. I hope your family's taking good care of you. Sleeping most of the time. At least you're getting some rest. Yeah, if you've got the cold that I had, if you have the cold that I had, it is exhausting. But, you know, if it's something else, it's something else. Yeah, bye-bye, Fred. I mean, that's not a way to walk in my door. Nobody's going to be welcomed by walking in like that. You saw one like that too, Journey? Well, there's been a lot of talk about policing smaller channels. And I am not. This light's getting me, guys. There, that's a little better. I am not about policing smaller channels. And if it, I have decided if that, Fred is another profile for Rosie. Rest is best. There you go, Mischief. There you go. Oh, guys, I'm completely sober. I haven't partook at all, and I forgot the line of commentation I was going on. It was, policing of smaller streamers. I am really upset about the policing and infantilization of the smaller streamers. Just because we're smaller doesn't mean that we're too. Maybe we're inexperienced, but also there's a lot of ways on YouTube to learn about YouTube. A bigger streamer that does different content, not just SPTV. And he was streaming. Yes, Mischief. We're at number 4. We're way beyond 4. Streaming Aj's channel. Well, that should come back as a. There's a lot to learn, Journey, but it's still our responsibility to learn it. And they were trolling Henry mercilessly. these people who are restreaming. So when I did my stream, when Laura Font and I did a stream together, I got a copyright infringement notice, request, something like that, because they found it was content, the same content on two channels, just like Aaron had said. So they called it out to me and asked me if it was a problem, and I said no. But I also had that happen with Dusty, and when I went on Dusty's channel and streamed here, I got the same notification. So I think that if somebody's restreaming him, if somebody's restreaming someone, that the YouTube fairies should know about that. This guy puts himself in it like a green screen. Wow, Journey. That's weird. That's weird. I mean, it's kind of cool, but weird too. Puts himself in it like a green screen. Restreams, you mean, Susan? So it's like his content. Well, it depends on the original streamer or the restreamer. Oh, that's uncool, Cricket. The YouTube fairies. He needs to ask permission. So it's live, but him. Yeah. Streaming his stream live and making fun of it while his followers watch. There's got to be a way to report that to YouTube for copyright infringement. And he makes rude comments. Well, we have our share of that on the YouTubes, don't we? I have to keep reminding myself, and I need you guys to help keep reminding me this. There are more good people than they are rude people. There are more good people than there are rude people. I truly believe this, that there are more good people and kind people than there are rude and angry people. Um, I hope that's the case. Yeah, you can say his name, Susan. Henry's really good at making reports. Okay, Cricket, that's good to know. Susan, you can drop the link. I don't care that much. Charles Hobbes and John Locke Philosophy Hour. You agree? Yes. Yes. I have to keep telling myself that. Watching chats, watching YouTube, watching people get trolls. There has got to be a way Locke was more good people. Yes, Locke and Hobbes. Now I get what you're talking about, Kristen. I've caught up to the philosophy discussion. Give me a moment. Yes, there are, thank goodness. I have to believe that, but sometimes it is really hard. Really, really hard. I wonder what research has been done out there on YouTube haters. Clash with Bow. I can relate to that journey. I've Clash with Bow is interesting. I have seen Bow a lot, or a Bow a lot in some other chats. Clash with Bow is super fun. You think so, Kristen? What about We Are All Good and Bad and Math? Well, I get that, Kristen, and I get that. We are all good and bad. I mean, I think that's absolutely true. Um, Journey, I want to come back to that. I think that we are all a little of each, but I think that often watching social media, it seems that there are a whole lot of people that are really rude. Um, and it seems that way in chats, and it could just be my perception. We'll check out Clash with Bow, Kristen. I'll check it out. Jen, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness, Jen. Take the evening. Feel better, and I'm so very sorry. Oh my goodness. Behind a screen, it makes it easy to be bad. Yes, Kristen, I think that behind a screen and with followers makes it easier to be bad, because I think when you have, I mean, look, I'll agree with my therapist that y'all have been exceptionally therapeutic for me. But if I just ended up with haters and trolls, it wouldn't be therapeutic for me, right? It's about who's coming into the chat. So you wouldn't have a problem, but he doesn't credit the streamer he's restreaming. Yeah, and if he hasn't asked, I would have a problem with it. Deep breaths for all. Embrace the good, let go of the bad. Choose your journey. Feed your passions, not your fears. Indeed, those are wise words, and thank you for that. Yes, pup hugs. He is a bad boy sometimes. Okay, Kristen. Don't I ever want to be bad, mean, and rude? I will be direct. I will be direct with people. But I usually if I get to the point, Kristen, of feeling like that, I don't like the way it feels in my body. I don't like the way I feel when I do it. It doesn't feel good to me at all. Um and I think it used to. I think I used to enjoy it, but it just doesn't. I find direct being direct much more effective for me. Indeed, we're sorry, pup. Easy to be bad. There you go, Cricket. It's just he's making ugly comments about good people. Yeah, I understand that, Susan. I have a problem with that too. You got to feed the doggy and maybe yourself. Okay, Mischief. You take care. You think to do that to another streamer without their knowledge is a sign of no imagination for content. Yeah, I agree, Scooter Mom. I agree. It's kind of cheap. It certainly is. Mischief, we're already at number 4, that's for sure. We're way beyond number 4. You're blunt at times, but you don't destroy so. That's Journey, that's the problem I have with it. Someone has to push me really far. Really, really, really far to oh my goodness, you guys. Hi, J-Bat. Hi, Fuzzy. How are you? It's good to see you both. What happens when they push me really far? I don't think straight anymore. So, and I don't have, I mean, that's the point where I go from anger to rage. And once you go into rage, you don't have control of your actions anymore. And I don't like that feeling. So I would rather to retreat. I mean, I just try not to give people, I mean, they have to push me really far. And so it would take a lot because I just don't like to do it. I don't like to say things that can't be unsaid. I don't like to hurt people just because I can. And maybe that's years of experience with a sharp tongue and seeing how much I hurt people. I'm not sure. Maybe it's years of experience being on the receiving end of some people who said things that couldn't be unsaid. That's always hard too. Xenu Free, how are you? It has been a long time. Room rate on the 8th. Goodbye. Exactly, Kristen. This is the way it goes. This is the way it goes. J-Bet, you think so? That's it. We've got plenty of time. Does that make sense, Kristen? It's the difference between anger and rage. And once I get to the point of rage, then all I'm trying to do is hurt them. And how does that make it better? It doesn't make it better to hurt the other person. It's just going to make it worse. Just going to make it worse. Words can be forgiven but are never forgotten. Indeed. Indeed. So welcome into the corner joint for those of you who haven't been before. We are like your favorite auntie's front porch where all the coolest people come in and out for the soiree of soirees. You'll run into anybody and everybody and anybody. The coolest people hang out here. We are a TARDIS-like architecture, not quite so small as the TARDIS on the outside. We're an actual corner joint sized establishment living in the Swiss Alps somewhere on top of a high mountain with a TARDIS-like interior that has everything your little heart desires. And sometimes we talk about how we're going to furnish. We have a book nook, and we're having our first book club meeting Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific. We are reading Jenna Miscavige's Beyond Belief, and we will be talking about through to chapter 1. So we welcome you to come and join us. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like. We do offer memberships if you're so interested. And eventually I will get to putting cute emojis, including a Minnesota goodbye emoji, in the stream. She laughs because she knows it's true. Caught you in chat the other day after I ended. Yeah, I know, Xenu Free. Damn, yes, I see. I just get this urge to put my troll pants on and go in on people sometimes, damn it. I go in on people. I go in on people, but I'm not mean. I don't make ad hominem attacks. I critique their position and I tell them exactly why I have a problem with it. I don't need to call them stupid. I don't need to insult them. That's not going to help. So that's the way it looks to me. Having your kids made you more conscious of people's feelings? Yeah, that's sort of that. Well, thank you, Elron Liar. Yeah, don't piss off a redhead. That is for damn sure red. I see red. It's not. Redheads get their own club. Uh-huh. And I am a natural redhead. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see. Maybe you can see it a little bit in the light there. I am a natural redhead. You still need to get her book? Hurry up, Journey. I read the first chapter today. It didn't take me long. So I'm sure everyone will be able to get through it pretty easily. I love Kelly down in LA. She said last night, don't type it out, people. Write it in your journal. Don't let your phalanges rule your brain. Nice, Anne. She is lovely. I do like her too. You met Kelly from Sacramento? You've protested with her? Lovely. Yeah, I've liked what I've seen of Kelly. Kelly met Lisa when Lisa was in LA, and I mod for Lisa. So I got to spend some time with Kelly parasocially, and it was a lot of fun. We'll need to get one of those secret permits for construction of the dog cat park. Well, we'll have one of each. We'll have a catio and we'll have a dog park. And never the twain shall meet. Yeah, Kristen, I'm a redhead. I am. I am. I used to lose my cool a lot, more than I should have. And I just I don't like going there. I don't like going there. Yes, Journey, you get an honorary entry to the club. As soon as DOA said she could talk the hind legs off a mule, you knew you found your people. That's adorable, Anne. That's adorable, Anne. Kelly is impressive. I really liked what I've seen of her. It's been very, very nice. Yeah, I think it's been a difficult couple of weeks for all of us. Catio? Yeah, you got to look up catios on Pinterest, Cricket. What's that, Kristen? You mean Kellycopter? What about her? We love Kellycopter. Nobody gets to say a bad thing about Kellycopter and Natalie. I don't understand how that would even happen. There's probably more on the list, but Kellycopter and Natalie are who come to mind right away. Kelly from Sacramento is in LA. Okay. No, it's a different Kelly. Journey put her handle in there, and I'm sure that Red or Susan can drop her link. Yeah, her handle is difficult. I get her handle wrong too, Journey. But I'm sure Red will drop the link in just a minute or two. Yes, Kellycopter is excellent. I will watch anything Kelly puts down without any hesitation whatsoever. Okay, guys, now it's the 5th Minnesota goodbye for real, and we'll call that 10 minutes. We'll go to a full 3 hours. You guys remember back on 420 when we went to a 4 hour and 20-minute stream? No, I got to get some writing done after I go off with you guys. So, but that's okay. I prefer doing it in the evening. That's when my tie. Isn't LA Audits Intuitive Inquirer? J-Bat, what am I so funny about? You pulled. Well, Xenu Free, you know how it is. Y'all all show up on my 3rd or 4th Minnesota goodbye. I don't know. It's hilarious. And it's a soiree, so I can't really close until y'all are ready to close the bar down. And I haven't seen anybody handing out drinks. We're missing No Face. Would anybody else? 10-minute 5th goodbye. Okay, chat. Now I know what you're laughing at. Yep, 10-minute 5th goodbye. I don't know how I pushed you guys to 3 hours. That's hilarious. Yeah, Xenu Free. I actually need to write tonight. I really need to write. I was feeling pretty miserable this morning. I went and visited an old friend yesterday, and I very much overdid. And I was out entirely too late. I didn't get home until 9:30, so that's how come I wasn't live yesterday. And I just felt miserable all morning. All morning. So it was good that my client, sure we can raid N Race Cricket. Journey, it is at 6:00 Pacific time. 6:00 Pacific time. Be there or be square. It'll be so much fun. I look forward to talking about the book with all of y'all. Yep. There it is. There's Kelly's link, y'all. She's really excellent. See you later, Journey. Yep, I think Susan just dropped it. Isn't it that? Susan and Red just both dropped it, Anne, I think. Is that the right one? Journey, you take care of yourself. I should have started that at the beginning, folks, so I'd be less high when I started writing. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad we're dropping the right one. So are there any other additions you guys want me to keep in mind? We've got the pet room. We've got the book nook. I'm sure we'll have a movie theater. Aren't they great, Kristen? Aren't they lovely? Kristen, I also think that part of it is age and experience. I have hit the over 55 mark, and I think that I tend to edit myself a little more. I think I tend to edit myself a little more. Okay, y'all, it is 8:30. Can we have a big enough kitchen that we can all cook in together, Chica? Right, Scooter Mom. I don't know if I'm making assumptions, Kristen, about your age. But that's what I mean. I find it really different than when I was younger. And it also could be that I am generally more chill because of menopause. I think that that really makes a difference for women. And 11:30 there, a huge kitchen, two of everything, at least two of everything. A huge kitchen. Beautiful, with enough space for everybody to cook together and create wonderful meals, with room for people to sit and watch as they want. The bar over here. That would be excellent, Chica. That would be excellent. I would love the huge kitchen for cook for all of my friends. Maybe someday. Maybe someday when we solve the problem of how we grow the channel. You like a hammock? Hammocks are nice. Yeah, well, that's fine, Scooter Mom. You don't have to cook. You can sit and watch and eat. That's just fine. There's a person named Monkey's Eyebrow in Natalie's chat asking for a buddy to protest with in the Fuzzy, I saw that person. We may need to put a hold on that. Those people have been put off from participating in the protesting because they don't want to be of course it's a self-cleaning kitchen, Kristen. And have a great evening. Thank you. So anyhow, if they didn't see your reply, what I'm trying to say is if they didn't see you got it. Okay. It's called teenagers. You've trained yours well then, Xenu Free. I'm impressed. I've had 4 teenagers and I've never been quite able to teach them very well. I haven't been able to teach them very well to keep it as clean as I would like it. Good, Fuzzy. Thank you. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. I think that she will still go with me while she's here, but I'm not even sure about that. So we will absolutely see. Being over 60 brings a lot of perspective on what is important, cuts down on grudges, and memory loss helps with that too. Exactly. By law, you have to feed them. Thereby, your law has they have to clean. It's contributing to paying no rent. I agree, Xenu Free. That's not a line I've been able to enforce. And I used my I used to have really strong lines about a lot of things. I'll tell you what 30 years of having kids and 15 years of having teenagers teaches you is that large 3-year-olds are just a pain in the ass. And teenagers are generally just 3-year-olds in big bodies. Um, it's so funny. They're really funny. But yeah, it's not a line I've ever been in. I don't know what it is. It's pretty funny. Well, goodness gracious, y'all. You got me to 5 Minnesota goodbyes and more than 3 hours. Don't miss the teen years. Exactly, Scooter Mom. I've still got one for another 5 years. They are just 3-year-olds in large bodies, which makes them more difficult to manage. You're not winning any parenting awards, but still winning. Exactly. The trick here is you want to be a good enough mom. You want to be a good enough parent. Nobody needs to be the parent of the year. You just need to be a good enough parent. That is the bar we are trying to have here. So, with that, y'all, Susan, Red, is there anybody for us to raid? Chica, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you. I will need all the well wishes, as always. Oh, Henry. Okay. The link's above. Thank you, Susan. I didn't see it earlier. Ethics and engineering. Excellent. Have a wonderful evening, y'all. Go see Henry and tell him I sent you, okay? Bye bye.